I hate this day every single year because WWE does this every year after WrestleMania. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's 2 months, but they do this every year around this time, and I absolutely hate it. All right, this is not a podcast. I'm gonna try to make this video very quick, but it's black. Well, it's Black Thursday. Last year was Black Wednesday, but as you guys can see, WWE has done its annual budget cut release, right? When they have John Laurinaitis or whoever. You guys remember when CM Punk cut that promo when he was feuding with John Cena and CM Punk called out John Laurinaitis, right? He first he went to Triple H and he's like, "Who does the firing? Is it you or is it you, fuck man?" Right? "Oh, sorry kid, it's a budget cut. Best of luck in your future endeavors." I wish I could play the clip for you, but I'm not going to because of copyright. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Every year WWE does their annual budget cut release. Remember last year they released a ton of talent, because of course to save money and whatever. It's a load of crap, but this year they did it, and the list of names, it doesn't look like there's any other names because this happened almost an hour ago, so I kind of wanted to wait. If there is any more big releases, I'll make another video, but the big releases were Samoa Joe, Billy Kay, Mickey James, and other superstars. I have the full list right here. This is from WWE's actual website. So Joe, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Mickey James, Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, Wesley Blake. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 superstars. There may be another one. We don't know. I hope not. First off, I'll say this. Losing your job sucks, right? Getting terminated sucks. And I'll be honest with you guys. Most of these names, you know, I feel bad for them, but I'm not crying or anything. We all know WWE does the usual 90, like you'll get paid for the next 2, 3 months, so they're still gonna get paid, So at least they'll get a paycheck for the next couple months, and then probably by the time they have their 90-day, what's it called? Not like it's like you can't compete anywhere. So after that, most of these people will probably find homes at like TNA, right? Impact, AEW, whatever. The big names that bother me are Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green, right? Chelsea Green, she came up from NXT. She has a lot of talent, a lot of talent. I thought she was actually going to win the NXT Women's Championship at some point last year, but that never happened. But Chelsea Green could actually wrestle. Remember, she made her debut on SmackDown, and then she got the wrist injury, right? And then there was reports that they were going to change her gimmick. They were going to do some other things with her, and there was actually reports that she re-signed. She re-signed with WWE just a couple months ago, and now all of a sudden she's released. That pisses me off because she's someone that could actually be used in that women's division. She's actually really talented. I wanted this makes me angry because I wanted a Sasha Banks Chelsea Green feud. That's what I thought they were gonna have Sasha do with the title. I thought she was gonna run through the entire SmackDown Women's division, right, and face everybody. That's one of the reasons why I kept saying that they should build up Bianca for SummerSlam and not WrestleMania. Instead, they wasted like a good chunk of Sasha's reign. After she was done feuding with Bayley Carmella, they have her and Bianca wasting, pay-per-views going after the tag team titles, which they never even won. So like it was like they almost wasted the last couple months of Sasha's reign when they could have had her facing Chelsea Green, facing Peyton Royce and Liv Morgan and some of these other talented women in the women's division. All right, and now we never got it. It's a waste. Chelsea Green had all this potential. You called her up, and then she's not used. She's not used at all on Raw or SmackDown. Right? She got injured. That was unfortunate, but she actually had a lot of talent, and you wasted it. And I'm just like, wow. You know, Clearly I could see Chelsea Green going to AEW. I feel like Joe and Green are going to AEW. I know Zack Ryder, he signed with I think he signed with AEW. I don't know. But we'll see Chelsea Green. She can actually elevate that women's division, and I hope she gets the chance to because she's actually really talented. I'm very disappointed about the Chelsea Green thing. The one that makes me the most angry is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, he never reached his full potential on the main roster. When he was in NXT, he was a fabulous NXT champion. His matches with Finn Balor, some of the best NXT takeover matches ever. Go back and watch those matches. I love Samoa Joe in NXT. One of my favorite promos in all of WWE. I loved him. On the main roster, he never reached his full potential because they never let him reach his full potential, right? He had feuds with Brock Lesnar. He had big matches, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, but he never reached that world title that he should have got. He should have won the Universal Championship at some point in 2017, you know, and he had WWE Championship matches against, I think, AJ Styles and Kofi Kingston. He had multiple championship opportunities, and the fact that he never got a world title victory bothers me to this day. He has that one United States Championship win. I think it's when he beat Rey Mysterio in like 8 seconds. It was a very short match, and I think it was at WrestleMania 35. He had that United States Championship win, and that's it. And I'm just like, they wasted Samoa Joe. Fact, and the thing about it is, I know he was injured, and I actually expected Samoa Joe to come back on the Raw after WrestleMania a couple nights ago, right? There was reports coming out that he was done commentating because basically he was a commentator for you guys for over a year. For a year on WWE TV, he was a commentator. He didn't have to commentate, but he chose to, and he was actually the best commentator on Raw. I'm telling you, man. Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton are garbage. Samoa Joe was the only thing that made that commentary team listenable, if that's a word. I hope I'm using that word correctly. And I hate it. I hate it because Samoa Joe was a main event star, and they never let him get to that point. This is what I just hate it, bro. You had these guys with immense potential, all right, all the talent in the world, and you don't use them correctly. And now Samoa Joe, who gave everything to that company, right? I find that image of him and Michael Cole in the rain at Raymond James Stadium at WrestleMania 37 with the ponchos. I find that this thing hilarious. He gave everything to that company, and now he's gone. And I'm willing to bet Samoa Joe will end up probably in AEW. He could go back to Impact, but I think AEW would be, where he would be used most. I don't like AEW. There's a reason why I don't review it here, right? I keep up with it, but I'm not a big fan of AEW and what Tony Khan's doing over there. Even though creatively they are better than WWE, but so for all you guys that are going to say all these superstars should go to AEW, let's be serious here for a sec. How many of these guys will actually be used in AEW if we're being honest with ourselves? They go to AEW and then they're just wasted. Just wasted. Look at Rusev. Rusev was at WrestleMania 37. He was there supporting Lana, who didn't do anything, of course, but he was there. He was there. And what has Rusev done? What has Rusev done in AEW? Remember, everybody was so excited for this Miro character and for everything they were going to do with him. He's done nothing. He's been a non-factor. AEW has a huge talent pool. Huge talent pool. That's why they were able to beat NXT in the ratings. Not because that they were better than NXT. NXT isn't perfect, but NXT was putting on good shows just like AEW. It's because AEW has more stars and has a much bigger talent pool. If most of these people go to AEW, they're just going to be put on AEW Dark and whatever shows they have. So, like, just saying, oh, yeah, they're just going to go to AEW. Look at Rusev. Look at Sean Spears, a.k.a. Ty Dillinger. Look at all these other guys. Zack Ryder. Are they actually being used in AEW, or are they just being used on AEW Dark to fill in time? Like, honestly, just saying that they're going to go to AEW. Like, Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green, definitely. Samoa Joe could easily, you can see him having matches with Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, Christian Cage, There's a lot you can do with Samoa Joe in AEW. Cody Rhodes. Like, we all know Samoa Joe in AEW would be used. And Chelsea Green, that women's division needs anything that they can get, right? But some of these other names, like, Tucker, Bo Dallas, Wesley Blake, like, no. there's no guarantee that AEW would even use him. So let's be honest here. You know, so the fact that Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green are gone, those are the names that bother me the most. But I would look at some of these other names like Billy Kane, Peyton Royce. What pisses me off about this one is Peyton Royce was talented, and two, how bad does that make that WrestleMania 35 victory? We all talk about how Sasha's 0-6 at WrestleMania. How bad does it make this look now? You had the Iconics win that match. They went on to have the worst women's tag team title reign in history. They faced legit jobbers. They were terrible tag team champions. How bad does it look that you had Sasha and Bailey, who should have held those tag titles for most of that year? They should have held it. They should have went to NXT, SmackDown, Raw. They should have defended those titles everywhere. How bad does it look now that you had the Iconics take the titles from Sasha and Bailey at WrestleMania 35, making Sasha at the time 0-4 at Mania? Right? I always say the two WrestleManias that Sasha should have won without a doubt: WrestleMania 32 with the triple threat with Bianca and Charlotte, and then WrestleMania 35. You know, Sasha should have at least two WrestleMania victories on her resume. But how bad does it look that you had the Iconics take those titles off of Sasha and Bailey just for a year later, the Iconics were disbanded, and then a year after that, now here we are in 2021, and now the Iconics, both superstars, are no longer with the company. This is what I hate. This is why I hate 50-50 booking. Because WWE had no plan for the Iconics. And you just gave them a random title win when those titles should have never been taken off Sasha and Bailey. And now look at it. 2 years later, they're not even with the company anymore. So how bad now does that title win look in retrospect? And then Kalisto, very talented guy. I'll never forget, the spot with Jey Uso at TLC. I think it was 2017, 2016, one of those years. I'll never forget that ladder spot. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. The Soleil del Sol, I believe that's the movie was called. I'll never forget that spot. Kalisto, he was never used correctly. Bo Dallas, I pitched for Bo Dallas to be part of the Firefly Funhouse with his brother Bray Wyatt. They never did that. Like, Wesley Blake, the Forgotten Sons are truly forgotten now, right? It's like they never existed. You know, Tucker should have never been broken up from Otis, right? Heavy Machinery should have never been disbanded. They should have been tag team champions by now on SmackDown. They broke up Tucker from Otis. They never even did a feud with those two. And then Tucker went on to do absolutely nothing. Nothing. He wasn't even used. He was chasing the 24/7 title like 2 weeks later. I know Tucker tweeted that he's happy to be free, but let's be serious. Is Tucker going to be used somewhere else? Let's be honest with ourselves. Mickie James, right? It was good that Mickie James was able to come back, and actually, kind of resurrect her career in a sense. But I feel bad for I feel bad for Mickie James. She never that match with Asuka, the botched finish, that was bad. I feel bad that she never got that match with Sasha. That's a match I would have loved to see on SmackDown for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Never got that. So I feel bad for Mickie James. There was a lot of matches that you could have done with Mickie that they never used her for, right? It does. I'm looking at the rest of these names. It just stinks. It just stinks. I don't know if there's any other big releases. I'm just gonna update my Twitter one more time, just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. But we'll see. No, they're just NXT UK. But that's it, man. Look, the names that get me are Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green. I feel bad for everybody that got released today, but Samoa Joe and Chelsea Green, those are the names that really stick with me. And kind of Kalisto, because I know how close Kalisto and Sasha are. Very close. Those two are like, best friends in real life. So I feel for those two. It just sucks. I hate this day, man. Every year WWE does it. And it's not like they need actual budget cuts. Like, WWE's making more money than ever. I just hate it. And then new people are gonna come in and fill those spots, and then they'll be gone, 2, 3 years from now. I just hate it because these names could have all been used in WWE in some way and actually be valuable assets, and then they end up being nothing, and then they get released. Like Joe and Chelsea Green, they should have not been released today. They actually could have played pivotal roles in WWE Creative this year. It sucks that they won't. I do wish all these superstars the best in whatever they do next, you know, and I'll definitely be paying attention to it, but it just sucks. It does suck today. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section of these big names, Black Wednesday or Black Thursday 2021. If there's any other big releases, I'll let you know, but this is it from now for right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'll see you guys later, man. I'll see you guys for SmackDown this weekend. You guys stay safe and healthy. Till then, check out the Raw, the WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 reviews if you guys haven't checked those out already. I'll see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.